Right then. Welcome back to another deep dive.
Hello.
Today we're going into Minecraft.
All right.
But we're not just talking about,
Yeah.
punching trees
Okay.
and digging for diamonds.
Okay.
Going a bit deeper than that.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's go deeper.
And thinking about, your interest in science and maths
All right.
and that impressive castle that I hear you're building.
Oh, yes.
We thought it'd be fascinating
Indeed.
to sort of think about how Minecraft itself was built.
Yeah, the game itself, the
Yeah.
actual game,
Yeah.
how that was put together.
Yeah. So
That's often overlooked, isn't it?
what do you think people kind of assume about how these games are made?
Well, I think there's a kind of a perception that it's just a very simple process of somebody sitting down and just coding,
Yeah.
line after line of code.
I'll just make a game and
I
then,
know.
oh, look, there it is.
Just pops out.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
It really is.
It's,
Yeah,
much more than that.
much more than that.
So what's,
Yeah.
what are some of the things that people don't often consider then?
Well, I think a really good place to start
Yeah,
is
good.
with the actual creator of the game,
Yeah.
Marcus Persson,
Okay.
better known as Notch
Oh, yeah.
in the gaming community.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting to consider
Yeah.
the kind of problems that he was grappling with when he was coming up with this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just a question of the coding.
Yes.
It was a question of design philosophy.
Yeah.
He had to kind of consider things like,
Like what?
how are people going to interact with this?
Yeah.
How am I going to make this engaging?
Yeah.
What are the kind of core mechanics that are going to make people want to come back to this
Yeah.
and keep playing?
It's not really,
And these aren't just, coding problems.
it's not really a coding problem. It's,
No.
it's like
It's a design challenge.
it's a psychology
Right,
problem.
almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How do you make something?
he's sort of having to invent
How do you make something compelling?
the rules of a universe almost.
Yeah.
But rules that people will actually want to play in
Yeah. Yeah.
and be creative in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing that, these rules
Yeah.
that he came up with,
Yeah.
while they appear simple on the surface,
Yeah.
give rise to,
Yeah.
this extraordinary amount of complexity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see that with,
And what are some examples of that?
well, let's take resource management as an example.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
an experienced Minecraft player
Yeah.
doesn't just gather resources in a haphazard way.
Yeah.
They design systems,
Yeah.
intricate systems,
Okay.
for sorting their resources,
Yeah.
stacking them efficiently,
Yeah.
and even automating
Oh, yeah.
the gathering of these resources
Yeah.
through the use of redstone,
Okay.
which is essentially Minecraft's in-game circuitry.
Redstone. I've always found redstone a bit daunting.
Right.
All
yeah.
that dust and torches and things.
It can be a bit
I know.
confusing.
I've never quite grasped it.
Right.
I mean, I've seen what people build with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Automatic farms and
Yeah.
things like
Working calculators.
working calculators.
I mean, it's extraordinary
Yeah.
what people can do with this.
Yeah, it is quite amazing.
Yeah.
So what?
So redstone essentially allows players
Yeah.
to manipulate
Yeah.
the logic of the game on a
Right.
very fundamental level.
Okay.
You could almost think of it
Yeah.
like building logic gates,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
as you know,
Yeah.
a very foundation of computer science.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
So you're almost programming within the game. You're essentially programming within the game.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just building a castle then, is it?
No.
It's understanding
I just
how
wondered
the
if-
systems behind the castle work.
How the systems work. Yeah.
Yeah.
How everything interacts and
Um,
connects.
Yeah. So that does sound a lot like
Yeah.
applied science in maths.
It really does. Yeah. And it's problem solving,
It's-
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thinking about a problem
Yeah.
and how to address that problem
Yeah.
within the limitations of the game
Yeah.
and the systems that it provides.
That brings us to planning then, doesn't it? Which
Yeah,
is-
right.
that
So-
planning is
Gosh.
absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're doing in Minecraft, really.
Yeah.
Whether you're
Yeah.
designing some incredibly complex redstone contraption,
Yeah.
or whether you're
Yeah.
building a massive structure,
Yeah.
that mega build you're working on.
Success hinges on,
Yeah.
being able to plan ahead,
Yeah.
organize your resources,
Yeah.
and anticipate the challenges that you're going to face.
No, I've got to admit,
Yeah.
sometimes in Minecraft, I do get a bit carried away.
Oh, yeah. It happens to all of us.
I start digging a mine,
Yeah.
and suddenly it's just a sprawling chaotic mess.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there.
So perhaps a little bit more planning
A little bit of planning.
goes a long way.
That's saving me
Yeah.
some headaches.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have those moments, though.
Yeah.
Where we think,
Okay, dear.
oh,
Yeah.
if only I just thought about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
before I started digging,
Yeah.
it would have saved me a lot of time and effort.
I suppose that's part of the learning process, isn't it?
It is.
Because you then recognize
Yeah.
that the lack of planning has
It's valuable, isn't it?
caused this setback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can...
To be able to recognize that, that lack of planning
Yeah.
led to that setback.
Yeah, and how to do it better next time.
Yeah. And it's,
Yeah.
it's problem solving in action.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's thinking about, okay, well,
Yeah.
this went wrong.
Yeah.
How can I make sure that it doesn't go wrong next time?
Yeah. Yeah.
And planning's a big part of that.
So we've been talking about the origins of this game.
Yeah.
We've been talking about these,
Yeah.
Complex systems and this real need for planning.
Yeah.
But it does make me think,
Yeah.
if you were designing a new feature for Minecraft,
Okay.
what would it be?
Well,
And what kind of problem would it solve?
Well, that's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult to
Yeah.
kind of narrow it down to one thing.
Yeah.
But I suppose
Yeah.
if I were...
To design a feature for Minecraft, I
Yeah.
would want it to be something
Yeah.
that really enhanced
Yeah.
the player's ability to
Yeah.
be creative,
Okay.
and to kind of
Yep.
express themselves
Yeah.
within the game.
So something that maybe allows them to kind of build
Yeah.
and design in new and interesting ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them tools
Yeah.
that they don't currently have that
Yeah.
would allow them to,
Yeah. Yeah.
build things in a way that's not currently possible.
Okay. And how would you...
I think that would be really exciting,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To give people
Yeah.
that kind of freedom.
Yeah. And what about
Yeah.
how would you approach
Well,
planning and designing that then?
I think the planning and designing of that
Yeah.
would be, you'd have to start by
Yeah.
really carefully considering
Yeah.
what players actually need.
Okay.
What are the things that players are asking for?
Yeah.
What are the kind of
Ah.
limitations that they're currently encountering
Yeah.
within the game
Yeah.
that could be addressed
Yeah.
with this new feature?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
would be a very player-centric
Yeah.
design process.
Okay. It's almost like we're challenging you to
Yeah.
become
That's right.
a game designer
Yeah.
for a moment.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. To really think about the needs of the players.
It's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to think about
Yeah.
how that feature
Yeah.
would fit
Yeah.
within the existing mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
It would have to work
Yeah.
seamlessly
Yeah.
with everything that's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to all our listeners out there,
Yeah.
consider this your challenge.
Right. Yeah.
What new feature
What would you add?
would you add to Minecraft? Yeah. Sketch out your idea.
Yeah.
Think about the mechanics,
Think about the
the
mechanics.
resources,
Yeah.
the planning involved.
Yeah. All of that.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll inspire the next Minecraft update.
You never know.
After all,
Yeah.
even the most complex worlds,
Yeah.
whether they're digital or real,
That's right.
they all begin with
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
single,
Yeah.
well-planned step.
Well-planned step. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been great, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cheers.
brilliant.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.